So welcome to Trumbo Digital. My name is Collins, and I'm excited to bring you this new series called How To, which will be dedicated to developers who want to learn new technology and fast track their progress. So as a developer, this is going to be an opportunity to develop your skills and also build your portfolios. If you are a student, you could also make use of any of these projects for your school project or for your educational or learning purposes, right? So the project is fully developed, as you can see, and we are going to be we're also going to be providing further documentation and support if you opt in into getting the source code. So as you can already see on the home screen, this is a very, very beautifully designed project, you know. So the project has been designed with Vanilla PHP. This is actually an online banking system, and it is a beauty. The UI and UX is very structured. The images are of high qualities, and even the content have been professionally written, and the pages optimized for speed and for SEO as well. All the pages are fully developed. So like I mentioned earlier, this is an online banking system, and it comes with a tracker. So when funds are sent to a particular recipient, the funds can be tracked to see if the payment has been completed or the payment is still in progress. So without any further waste of time, let's dive right in and see what the user dashboard looks like. So we are going to be starting off with the user dashboard. As you can see, the dashboard is designed to meet a wide variety of needs and consists of quite a number of features. But before we even start going into that, it is important to state that this video has been divided into the several sections to aid easy navigation. So yeah, let's jump right in. So first off, we are going to notice that there are quite a lot of information on the user. First of all, the username will be displayed. We have test user demo because this is a demo account, and we just use that to present a random user. So we have, the username and also several other information about the user account. So there's a balance flow, a credit score. There is also the account balance and several other information, activities, and a lot of other things. Now they are also this user dashboard is also packed with features such as further details on the user account. So with the on this account section, you will find several more features. So we also have here, there is a get support now, which would enable users open tickets if there is any issues with maybe a transaction, or just maybe there's issues with any other request, or just about anything. So there's an account summary. There's also an account summary that summarizes all of the transactions that have been done on the account. We also have a transfer. We have a transfer feature that enables you transfer funds to particular recipients. Now, this part will be handled in detail in the next section. So we want to leave that for now. Also, we have the transfer tracker, which, of course, is self-explanatory, because if a transfer is done, the transfer tracker will simply help you track the progress of the transferred funds, if it has been completed or if it's still pending. So this is the transfer tracker, which will also be visited in depth on the next section of the video. There's also now a deposit check section. So of course, with banks comes different method and ways of depositing check. And on this system, it is also possible to deposit your check through the system. So this is a very, very important feature that this system has, alongside bill pay, for random payment of bills for whatever bill, and also a dedicated virtual card section. Now, one very important one very unique feature of this system is that you can have or make deposits using cryptocurrency. You can make deposits using cryptocurrency. You can make deposits using whatever cryptocurrency. So you also now have access to making deposits through different sets of cryptocurrency, right? Which of course can be configured from the admin section. We'll get into that. So we'll see how that can be done. There's a KYC status, which would enable users verify their identity, and see if they are even real people. There is a loan and credit financing, which would enable users take out loan, if their credit score is high enough to get a loan, and also which will be approved or declined from the administration. You can link external cards, and basically, you can also link external cards, and basically you can also um, make changes to your account using the account settings. So this is just a few of the features that comes with this particular system. In the next section, we'll find out how transfers can be made and how transfers can be tracked. So with every other banking system, there will be a need to someday for you to transfer funds to someone else, or maybe locally or internationally. Now, with this system, it is super easy. All you have to do is go to the transfer section where you find easy steps to make your transfers to whatever um, um, whatever recipient you intend to make a transfer to. So quickly, I'm going to demo making a transfer of maybe $10,000. I'm simply going to click on the next step and wait a second. The next prompt would be to fill in the name of the bank that we are making this transfer to. I'm going to be using a random account details. And I'm just going to leave this empty because, of course, it says optional, and hit the next button. Now you'll notice that there's a receipt that was generated, and to continue transaction, we just hit the continue transaction, and our transfer will be initiated. But while our transfer has been initiated, we will need to provide a transfer authorization code to complete our transfer, of which will be provided, but we can, or of which can be determined, or of which can be configured from the admin system. Now we're going to just fix in the transfer authorization code for this system and see what happens. Transfer authorization code has been verified. Now the transfer moves to the next stage, which is to provide your insurance code. Again, I'm just going to fill in the insurance code and just hit next, and we get to a complete and successful transfer. Now, this can also be turned off if you wish, or if you want to, have a user just make a transfer without having to go through the hassle of filling in any of this. But yeah, your transfer has been successfully made, and then you have a generated receipt. Also, it's important to know that immediately the transfer is successful, a debit notification will be sent to the user email and to the user phone number. So which means that you can also receive SMS alerts and email alerts immediately any transaction is completed. So once the transaction is complete, how can we then track to see if the transaction is even um, still pending, or if the transaction has been completed? So quickly, I'll just copy the reference number and take it over to transfer tracker. So this is where all the tracking takes place. Now I'm just going to fix I copied the transfer reference earlier, so I'm just going to paste it here and then submit. I'm going to see that my transfer is still pending. Again, admin has full control over the system, which means the admin can complete status or let status remain pending. So as an admin, you have complete control over whatever is going on in the entire system. Since the transfer has now been made and we are waiting for this transfer to be completed, we will also see some of the features of the admin dashboard and see how this particular transaction can be completed. So in our next session, we'll be seeing some of the features of the admin panel and how our transaction that we started right now can also get completed. So quick disclaimer before we continue, I have to state that this is not a real bank. Even the name Experience Bank is a dummy name that has been randomly picked just for the sake of this video, and it is of course for educational purposes. So yeah, let's have to put that out there as well. Now we have the admin dashboard, and there are quite a lot of features on this admin dashboard. This admin dashboard is packed with a lot of features. So I'm only going to be highlighting just a number of them. And first off would be the fund user. So there are several ways to fund the user. All of the users on this system are going to be listed there. And with the fund user action button, we can be able to fund any user with any amount of our choice. Can also decide if we would like to send an email notification or not. We can also fix whatever amount we choose to fund a particular user if a particular user deposited a particular amount. And this is for when we want to credit a particular user. Also, we could also debit a particular user of a particular amount that has been sent out of his or her account. So this is simply one way to get this done. From the list of registered users, on here. On the status button, we can also find a fund account button where we can fund the user account. And then finally, on the view details section, where all of the user details is listed, we can also credit an account on from this section. So crediting, so funding or crediting or debiting an account is super easy. Simply putting a specific amount, selecting the scope of the transfer, maybe a wire, a transfer, local transfer, check deposit, or cross-border wire, a purpose or descriptions for the payment, frequency, maybe just one, no email notification, and then you hit on the process button, which will automatically credit that user. So automatically we see that the user account has been updated. All right. Now, this we also remember earlier that we made a transfer to a particular um, account, right? We made a transfer from this account to a particular from this user to a particular account, and that transaction is still pending and is yet to be completed. For registered users, we can simply hit on transactions and we can find that there was a transaction which was done, a debit transaction, and we can view those details of those transactions. Now, so from the registered users section, we can easily go to the particular user, which is the test user demo. And on the list of actions, we can hit on transactions and, on the debit that was made, simply come over to edit and we can find all of the details about the transaction, the amount, the date, and the status. So this is where we can easily set our account to the transaction to either pending or completed. So in this case, we want to let it be completed, and then we can also change the date and perhaps backdate the transaction even prior to when transaction was made. We can also, change the scope of the transfer as well. So this is a pretty much flexible system. So once you are satisfied with whatever you want to get done, you can simply just hit on updates and every of the information you put will be updated immediately. Now we are also going to be highlighting several other features such as our general settings. Now this is where every single detail of your bank is going to be fixed one after the other, starting from the domain name, the actual name, the particular email, phone number, the state, and also the address. Now, again, these are all dummy names and dummy addresses, random addresses, so um, there's also all of the error messages for each of the codes that will be prompted when the transfer is initiated. And then finally, you can also set your preferred code to each of those, your preferred code to each of those requested codes. And choose either to disable or enable KYC or enable or disable virtual card. Once you are satisfied with your your information, you can just update and everything would be updated. We also have our website branding, which is where you automatically fix your logo. Logo of the system would be updated. And the logo will be you choose a file layer and update, and the logo will be updated across every page on the system. So this is a pretty much, you know, feature packed system. Finally, we are going to be highlighting our SMS configuration, our email and SMS configuration. So on this section, all you have to do is to just fill in your SMTP host. In this case, you know, hypothetically, we are still using experiencebank.com, and that's what you're going to fill in here. Also the username. So say we want to use info, the email that would be our official mail that sends our mails out. So also we want to use, and then the password of that email, and then the password of that email. Currently, this email has not been created, but we can also fix the password of that email and then just change the name to reflect the current name. Also, you have our SMS management, which can also carry, or which should also carry the name of your bank, and then your API key, so which is also enabled. So once you're satisfied with your input, you just update, and that will be updated. And this will also now enable um, email notification and SMS notifications. So these are but a few of the features that comes out of the box with this system. There are many others, like I said, we'll just be sticking to these few ones. So now that we've highlighted some of the features of this system, our website have been running on local host. So on our next session, we'll be taking our website from our local host and bringing it into and uploading it into a live server where it cannot be public, where it cannot be accessible from a public domain. So let's get into that. I already have an already existing cPanel. So we simply move over to our file manager. This is where our files are all going to be stored, and we have a bunch of folders, but the specific folder we are interested in is going to be the public_HTML. That is the specific folder we're going to be interested in. So we will take out this, you know, and then we move over to upload. Simply going to be dropping our file on here, and boom, it's going to start uploading. Now, while this is uploading, we can begin to create, maybe user emails and things like that. So we can begin to create, emails, maybe like something like info info or just about anything, info, set the password and create, or maybe, support or contact at your particular domain. It's showing demo.project.online because this is the current domain of my cPanel, right? So we are simply going to head back to one of the most important things for our script to run, for our system to run, which is going to be creating a database. A database is which is definitely where all of our data is going to be housed. So we can come over to the database section and we'll find MySQL database wizard. So database wizard will make it easy for us to create our database. So we could just pick up maybe anything. We could just use maybe anything. In this case, I'm going to just use DB for database and click on next step. While for user, I'll just say user. So password, I'm going to generate a password, I'm going to generate a strong password, which I'm going to copy and use. So I can go ahead and create my database. For this session, we're going to allow all privileges and I'm going to copy both the database name and the username, while all of the privileges are ticked. So I'm going to make changes, or I'm going to click on next step, and then my database is created. The database has been created, so I can quickly check up on the progress of my upload. Still uploading. So I'm simply going to also go ahead and finish working on my database. So while the database has been created, we can check to see from PHP admin to see the database and see if it has been created. And let's see. So yeah, this is the database we just created, and you can start. It's currently empty. And since it's currently empty, we of course we need tables. We need a table that will contain the number of columns for each of the specific data set. So since we don't have any table, we already have an existing database file that we can import. So to do that, we could just come to import, and again we can click on choose file to select the exact file that you the database file that you want. But again, you can also drag and drop your file to anywhere on the screen on this section, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to drop my files here, and my files is just simply going to be uploaded. It says my file has been uploaded successfully. So I'm just going to, yeah, so these are all of the tables. So as you can see, all of our upload has been completed. So we can simply go back home and extract the zip file. So you can simply extract the zip file. This will just take a few seconds and it will be done. So we have a zip file. We can simply then delete this since we won't need it anymore. We have our folder now, which we can select all and click on move to make sure, or we could always let's not have a very long domain. So let's just move our files here to the or let's move our file to the public underscore HTML. So this is what you're going to be doing for your files as well. So on the underscore HTML, we are going to locate this folder called scripts. Inside of this folder, we're going to then locate our connect.php, which we're going to edit with our username, which we created only fixing the password. And we're also going to fix in the database name. And that should get the job done. So on our cPanel, this is our domain, project.demo.online. So we're going to click on the, okay, so our site is working perfectly fine. Our site is working perfectly fine, and we can easily just try to log into our admin. So let's log in. Good. So this is to show that everything is working perfectly fine. We've been able to get our system up and running. We've been able to configure our system and upload it. And now we have all of our configurations set. As we bring this tutorial to an end, we've been able to highlight some of the outstanding features of this system from the user dashboard, which has a functional tracking feature, so the admin dashboard, as well as getting our site online. If you are interested in getting the files and source code of this project, I'll leave a link down in the description below. Where you can purchase this for 69,000 naira if you're in Nigeria and $100 if you are outside Nigeria. I'll also leave my WhatsApp number so you can contact me directly to purchase the source code of this project and also for other custom web design projects. Thank you and see you in the next tutorial.